I was recently talking with someone who said she was reading the Bible and had been attracted to a verse that was so important to her that she had memorized it. It's a wonderful verse. I think we all should memorize it. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. It's in the book of James. What I'd like to do is I'd like to show you how you can take this kind of verse and really get into the depth of it. So let's take a look at what's important to studying the depth of a particular verse. First, you have to be into the context. The context means the verses around it. So so you get a complete thought. You're not just taking out one verse. The next thing you need to do is to identify keywords. Now, I tell people just use your curiosity. You know, you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to have a PhD or anything. Just be curious, and you can identify keywords. And then finally, you want to take a look at the message. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and start with the context. And you'll see here that in the context it starts out, submit therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. So you can't just memorize, resist the devil and he will flee from you, because in the context, first you have to submit to God. Otherwise, you cannot resist the devil. You have to submit to God. And then, so I have here resisting the devil, right? So in order to resist the devil, you have to submit to God. So what we've got here is we've got the context. We're looking not just at what we've memorized, but we have to get into a larger context to get the full meaning. Now, there's more in the context. Let me show you this. Because it says here, submit therefore to God. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. So therefore means there's something that comes before that. So we have to actually move up on the page. We have to get the verses before. So what is happening that is leading James to say you have to submit to God in order to resist the devil? Well, it's a whole lot of sinful behavior. And you'll see this coming right before our verse. There were quarrels and conflicts, and there's lust and adultery. Ask and you do not receive, which is really kind of interesting, all right? And friendship with the world, which is the sort of the summary of the whole thing. So the exhortation to submit to God in order to resist the devil is coming because of sinful behavior. Friendship with the world. Because if you're walking in the ways of the world, you're going to be clobbered by the god of this world. That was the whole purpose. Now, that's the context. So the next thing we have to do is we have to look at key words. And I'm teaching you how to do this, how you can get into the depth of something once you see a verse. So we have submit therefore to God. Submit, now just stop and think about it. Submit. What does it mean to submit? Now, you can just rush over that, but you shouldn't. You should stop and let yourself be curious. That is a key word, because submit, what does it mean to submit? Well, you can use a concordance. Look up the Greek word, hupotasso, which is really two, hupa, it's two. Hupa means under, and tasso means to place. So you're placing yourself under the authority of God. Now, I have a picture here I want to show you, because what you're doing is that God is like a judge. I mean, he's sitting there, and he's judging you. And so you put yourself under his authority so that he will smile and he will bless you. Now, there are more key words, so let's keep looking here, because it says, submit therefore to God, and then resist the devil. What does it mean to resist? How do you resist the devil? What is resist the devil? This is a key word. Again, you look it up in the concordance, and it's two Greek words, anti and istemi. Anti, it's pronounced anthistemi, but they're two little, that preposition is against, and istemi is to stand. So you stand against. And again, I have a picture here. So it's like you're standing on the rock. The rock is God. You stand on the rock, and you stand firm on God and on his ways. And when you do that, you are going to resist the devil. Now, this is a very powerful verse, and it's more than just memorizing it. You're really going in and you're taking a look at the deeper meaning. And you're doing it first in the context, and then you're identifying key words, and you're using a concordance to look at the key words. Now, the last thing here is the message. And following our verse is going to be the message. Draw near to God and he will draw near to you. Well, in ancient times, the way to draw near to God was through the sacrificial system. We have the gift of the Holy Spirit that allows us to draw near to God. And James continues. He's giving the message. Cleanse your hands, you sinners. I mean, he's, you're walking in worldly ways. Simply cleanse your hands and purify your hearts. That's the message that this whole verse conveys. And we've gotten to the message by looking at the context and keywords. So I trust you'll be able to take this little message, this little teaching, and use those skills in your own Bible study. Shalom.